Ethan told a story when you were watching film yesterday about you telling them a story about a game where TJ Ford got in foul trouble and someone stepped up off the bench. Who was that player for Texas? And
now you're testing me right now. Who was it? It's a true story. We were playing Michigan State. It was a long time ago. Now you're making me see how old I am. But and my whole point of that story was that you got to be ready from here to the end of the year. It might be one game. It might be the last game. You've got to be ready. And Ethan, what's helped him? We moved him to the scout team along with some other players just to try to get him to calm down, to slow down, because he's always been competitive. He was trying to do way too much, and all I asked him to do when he went to the scout team, just show me you can play without turning the ball over. That's all I want to see. Just don't turn the ball over. Be fundamentally sound. And you know what? He embraced it, and he hasn't. I mean, we always at the end of practice normally go against each other for a little bit where he does get those reps. And I said the other thing, you need to get in shape. You're not getting enough reps the way you're going right now. You need to get in shape, and he's done that. So that's, to me, he's where he really showed his maturity. And I asked him last night, I said, why do you think you haven't played? And he said, Coach, honestly, because I wanted to do it my way. And I realized my way's not going to work, and that's maturity on his part. But Greg Polinsky came up to me before practice, and we've been before the game today, and we said, we're going to give him a chance because he's done everything we've asked him to do. I think it's a great lesson for our younger guys too, because some of those guys over the last couple games have gone in and maybe gotten a little bit out of their role. And but Ethan was huge tonight. He really was. He only had, I told him he only had one bad turnover, but at least he was trying to get it where we wanted to get it. And but I think it's a great lesson for all of them because I'm telling you, we're going to need them all at some point. I don't care if it's for 1, 2, 3, 4 possessions. We're going to need them.
Rick, what does it do for this team when you're able to add another ball handler to the mix with Ethan only having that one turnover tonight?
Well, we thought Ethan would come in and really, and again, early, he came in, he was doing some good things, then he's just too casual. And Ethan can play. He can really guard, and he's really competitive. Tonight he threw one to Felix that he probably should have kept because he's a really good finisher around the rim. But he's trying to figure out a new game for him. And, and Bishop plays hard. He's going to get in some foul trouble, but Amari Evans can guard like that. Clarence we've done the same thing with Clarence and Mo Abrams in practice where, again, we're going to need them all, and because on any given night, if we have to go that deep into the bench, we're not afraid to do it.
David Van Bryant.
Coach, how would you assess JP tonight, and is he playing with the physicality that you want him to?
He's doing more of that. He's got to be better defensively. I think he's really settled in offensively. But he's still defensively. He's got to, they went at him a couple times tonight. He's just got to stay in front and make people play over top of him or through him. He's giving up too many angles, and I can't say enough about Matt. When you're down 2 starters, when you've had that year where they've had injuries, and he's a terrific coach. I could sit here all night and talk about him. I mean, he's always impressed me as a coach, and his guys play so hard. I think they played 8 possessions of zone coming into the game tonight. They played a lot because obviously we got him in foul trouble early. He made the adjustment, went zone, slowed us down, took us out of rhythm. He made a lot of really good offensive, deep on his end offensive, where he took us apart defensively. And he's a terrific coach. And I told our guys, again, they played hard. I mean, LSU, when you've had what they've gone through, it's tough. And especially come in, you got 2 starters out tonight, but they have some guys to step up. And I'm just telling you, as a coach, he made some great moves tonight that kept us off balance.
Rick, if you go back to the summer of 2015 and fast forward to now, I mean, did you think 250 wins Did you have a set goal of when you took this program over, and does that surprise you that 250 came this relatively quickly?
No, you know what? I thank God for the opportunity. I do, and when I got here, I think people told me everybody thought I was coming here to retire, which, you know, I want to coach basketball. I love coaching. I've got a great staff. I love what we have going here, and we can get so much better. We're excited about our young guys. We hope to obviously keep them all. And what I didn't know growing up 3 hours from here is the love for Tennessee basketball. I'd had people tell me through the years, and I had a friend that's been a friend for 11 years, Kevin Feltner, who was coaching an AU team here at one time. He was one of the first guys I met, and he came in and welcomed me to East Tennessee, and he said, I want to tell you what you're going to be most surprised about is how loyal and how rabid your fan base is. He said they love basketball here. And that's true, you know, and I think we got as loyal a basketball fan base. Obviously, we know Ball Nation special, but basketball-wise, it's been unbelievable. And but I'm blessed. I mean, I really believe God brought me here for a reason, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for the players that we coach. It was great seeing Robert Hubbs tonight. He was here with the first win that we ever had, and we were back there talking where we had started 11 years ago, and it's really hard to believe it's been 11 years, and I'm just thankful to God for the opportunity and the blessing.
Rick, Nate played really well in the second half, but I'm curious if his workload the last couple of weeks, if you feel like he's starting to maybe feel that a little bit.
No, we were very conscious this week of shortening the practice, you know, trying to be short and sweet, you know, getting to it, but still getting our work. I think it's a game of habits, and I don't care if you go out and work for 45 minutes or 35, whatever. You gotta be at that level. But we're making sure guys, because he and Jacoby's had a pretty heavy load all year, because we want to be fresh for games. That's important. That's why we need Amari and all those other guys, especially in the first half, to get these guys some rest. And maybe I told him before the game, maybe one of the reasons that we've let leads get away, we've been tired at the end. Tonight, I didn't think that. You know, we made the plays and he has 2 games in a row when we've had needed plays. He's made those plays. He got back tonight messing with the ball too much, and you can't double clutch in there. You just got to go up, and if they block it, they block it. You miss it. But, you know, the referees aren't going to bail him out on some of those shots he took early in the game when he was just really off balance with it.
Amari Evans didn't play in the second half. What do you want to see from
no
him more?
particular. It's just, you know, Ethan, we felt like he had impacted the game more in those minutes. Again, we love Amari. You know, first half, he got lost one time on defense and gave up a 3 where he turned his back, and Troy early turned the ball over with a pass he shouldn't be throwing. And we're trying to get these guys to understand how important every single possession is. But the reason Ethan played more minutes tonight that normally Amari would play, because Ethan was playing good basketball and he deserved it. And I'm sure Amari's happy for him because he knows what he's gone through for a month. And we got a team that they do care about each other and they pull for each other. And on any given night, it could go the other way.
Last 3, real quick. Last back to
Rick, I know most coaches will say or tell their guys to stay ready. You know, your moment could come, just keep working, and it doesn't always happen that way, though. For what can it mean for a team, you know, for both guys who are playing and who maybe aren't playing as much as they want, to see that can happen, that nothing's for granted, and that you can still, you know, get back in there and play?
Well, when you're talking about 3 or 4 guys, it's going to be their approach to get ready, because if they get the chance, it might be if they go in one possession, they blow a defensive assignment, that tells you they're not locked in during shoot around that day or a scout report. They turn the ball over, all the things we talk about. So we talk about them making the most of it, and I believe that Mo Abrams is going to help us somewhere. He's been sick and he missed a couple games and was out of practice. Amari Evans has made, and we have confidence in all of them, but we're a team, and sometimes it's hard. But after the story we talked about, Terrell Ross was the name, and to come out and he was ready, but he's been ready. You know, I could just tell his demeanor in practice. You know, he's really taking it serious, and I'm serious. We're going to need him. I mean, we are. We're going to need them all coming down the stretch here. And other than Clarence, most of them have gotten and Clarence is playing really well, and he is dealing with a hip flexor. And but our practices, and you guys watch them, they're highly competitive because of those guys. Those are the guys that make it competitive. And again, I think Nate would tell you that between Amari and Clarence, those guys have helped him as much as anybody. Just what they do every day, trying to guard him. And Mo Abrams, those guys go after him.
What was it with LSU that made it so hard for you to break away until the end of the game?
They're extremely well coached, and I'm not sure it's anything other than they're a good basketball team. They got a terrific coach that knows what he's doing. He managed the game well on his end. You know, he got his guys believing. They started making some shots, and you know, when you have a chance to get a little breakaway here or there, and at the end again, we had a couple guys jumping up like they were in the 8th grade. Honestly, like, who am I going to throw it to? You can't do that. Again, we needed to push pace a little bit more, but they were getting back in the zone. We knew they could play a little bit. We obviously didn't know if they'd play that much. And for the most part, we got looks out of it. And then at the end, we were just saying, hey, we're going to flash Nate to the middle, let him get it up, and we're going to go rebound the ball. And that's really when we kind of broke it. I'm not going to say broke it up, but got control of it. But I'm not sure it's anything to do with us. I think you got to give LSU the credit.
Coach, kind of a fun question here. I know you preach toughness to your team, but that pregame Bone Crusher song, I seen LSU guys nodding their head and getting ready to it. Does it hype you up just as much when you hear that song, that pregame song before you guys tip off?
That music?
Yeah, that music.
Are you kidding? No, come on, man. No, I'd still rather play Sweet Georgia Brown. Are you kidding me? No, that music on the video, I've had them change it twice. I'm like, who wants to listen to that? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if I can't understand something, how can I enjoy it? And I'm a Brady Mears guy. I like Sweet Georgia Brown. You know.
Last one for
Rick, I don't want to get you in trouble here, but I know you haven't been terribly happy with the whistle that Nate gets. What does he got to do to get the right whistle in your eyes, or is it possible?
All I can tell you, and again, it's a matter of. I can just tell you, I was on the rules committee, and I always said a foul's a foul. And I think if you get any kind of contact on the three-point line, why is that not the same call at 12, 15 feet? I understand closer, and I believe this. When they're out there by the three-point line, fans react because they can see it. A lot of fans can't see what's going on inside. But, you know, I could guard some guys if you allow me to walk under them. I could. And again, back in the day, we taught that. And, you know, they're going to say guys go straight up. Well, they're straight up here, but the bottom is where you got to referee from the ground up. And I think that's where calls like that are. And I think it's a hard game to referee. And again, I've said it before. Mike Eads and his officials in this league, there's no question that we're the toughest league in the country to referee because of the quality of players, because of the physicality, skill level, and it's a hard game. And my biggest thing about officiating is that everybody, TV wants it under 2 hours. And if that's what you're going to go by, I see why some fouls aren't called. If they're going to say we got to get the games done in 2 hours, I don't care. We have to stay out there 2.5, whatever, to get the game right. Let's get it right. But and again, you go back and look. And again, I still believe in freedom of movement. I do, and I don't think that is called at all. And I think it should be, because you can and understand this. We do the same thing. We do the same thing, and I would guard Nate the same way. There is no doubt if I were playing against Nate, because, you know, I'll tell you this. When I was at Clemson and Coach Smith and I got into it, it was because we played a very physical style of basketball, and he had terrific players. And I know what he was thinking. I don't want my guys to get hurt. And I can assure you that when I went to Texas and got LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant, and those guys, I saw his point of view real clear. I saw it, and so I get it, but I hadn't changed very much, you know. But I get it, and I think it's a hard game to officiate. But when you got a guy that you're playing through a lot, and Nate's worked hard, I think he should get a better whistle. All right, so I took care of everybody there, just so you know. Thank you, guys. Happy Valentine's Day.